Welcome back. I'm Dee.
And I'm Jay, and this is the real life with D and J. So, not sure what day it is, but we're in port at Ponta Delgada today. We just got back on the ship, and kind of gonna recap the past 3 days, I believe.
3 days.
After Gibraltar, we went to Lisbon the very next day. Again, didn't have anything planned for that day, so we got off and we decided to
Rent some bicycles, some e-bikes.
Yeah, they were e-bike, electrical assisted bikes.
Right.
And kind of drive, because when we came in, we kind of came through like a whole little passageway, ocean
Yeah,
passageway.
it was beautiful.
Underneath a bridge that kind of looked like the Golden Gate Bridge.
Pretty.
And so we decided to basically backtrack because we saw quite a bit that we wanted to go visit there and take some photos of. And so we decided to rent some e-bikes to do that.
Yeah, we didn't feel like walking.
Right. we were still exhausted from Gibraltar.
Right.
So we figured that out, how to do that, and we got on these electric assisted bikes, and this was our first time actually with e-bikes.
Correct. They're very heavy. For anybody that's interested in doing them, they're very heavy. I couldn't lift it up over the curb to park it. He had to do that. So,
right.
And you could do a bike or a scooter as well.
Right. And we did try.
Both.
We did switching out sometime during the day and trying both of them.
Right. So we rode quite a distance.
Down to that monument.
Like a little path, but a lot of the path was cobblestone. Even for the bikes was cobblestone.
Yeah, it was kind of a rough ride.
Yeah, the roads are even cobblestone too. So it was kind of a rough ride in some spots. But we did get down to the statue that we wanted to take pictures of.
Right.
And there was a bridge also that we had already crossed with the ship. And so we got some good photos of the bridge and different aspects, different
things to see, and take photos of. So
right. So we did that, and then we came, we were on our way back, and we still had some shopping. He wanted to get a bunch more wine.
Some port from Portugal.
Right. So we had been told how cheap it was and how good it was, so he was raring to get some more port as well. So we wanted to leave, plenty of time for that.
Right.
So we were on our way back, and I was in front, and he was quite a ways back from me. I was riding quite fast, and we stopped riding on the bike path, I think only because it was really crowded with people.
Well, I think it kind of ended, and it was kind of confusing because there were some parts where like the bike path would end. And so, I remember when we were going out, I actually thought there was a part where we were supposed to get on the road, and I got on the cobblestone road, and I'm thinking, this is really rough.
Right.
And then I realized maybe we're not supposed to be on there, so I tried getting off, and I almost
He brought
fell.
his bike down a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just a really rough ride, and it was very confusing as far as the path goes. So.
And those bikes get pretty fast, too.
And they went very fast, a lot faster than I was expecting.
Right.
We still had to pedal, but they were pretty fast. And so we were on our way back, and we came to a stoplight, and I slowed down for the stoplight and was exiting the road and going onto the sidewalk where there was a little bit of a curb there, and it was only probably about 2 inches tall, I'd say.
Right.
And I was going parallel with the curb and tried to turn my wheel to get onto the sidewalk, and my steering wheel did not turn. And my bike went completely down, and I hit very hard. I almost passed out, hit my head, my chin, and my jaw. I think one of the handlebars went into one of my legs. The other one, the bike fell on my leg. So I was banged up pretty bad. It was not fun at all. I was bleeding pretty good, and
I was impressed because I was back far enough that I couldn't get up there quick enough. But because she was in a crosswalk area there was quite a few pedestrians that came to her aid before I was even able to get up there to her. So I was very impressed with the people of Portugal. Very nice. Obviously, you're in a different country, so my first instinct is, okay, make sure nobody's trying to steal any of her stuff. So I made sure that everything was there, and everybody was very, very helpful. seeing if she needed any medical. I saw she was bleeding. I couldn't tell where from, but I knew she had Kleenex in her back, so I got some of those out just to give it to her.
Fallen face down, I guess, and a couple of people were assisting me to turn me over. I was pretty much out of it. They were turning me over and helping me to at least sit up. By the time he got there, I think I was sitting up.
Right. So we got her out of the way, got her over sitting out of the crosswalk area, all the pedestrian traffic, and basically then I, ended our trips on the e-bikes, parked those away, started walking with her because we were kind of close to the port.
We were very close.
And so we kind of started walking over there, but then she kind of started feeling a little dizzy. So not to, keep walking. I wasn't sure if she was going to pass out or what. She was hanging on to me as we were walking. We just jumped in a cab. The cab took us the short little distance it was. Again, she was hanging on to me as we walked on the line to get on the ship. We weren't sure what to do. This is the first time we ever needed medical on any kind of cruise. So my first instinct was just, let's get her back on the ship. We'll take her to medical there. And that's what we ended up doing.
Right. Medical took me right in, and I couldn't have asked for a better staff. I mean, the doctor, the nurse, everybody was just so nice and very comforting, and it was very comforting. They just were very attentive, let me know exactly what they were doing at every step, and I can't say they were very gentle because cleaning that wound, they were not very gentle, but they wanted to make sure that they got the pebbles and everything out of the flesh of my skin from the accident.
And that was the first time I actually had seen the cut because she had it covered the whole entire time we were walking back to the ship. And it was a pretty big gash. And so they thought they only had to do 3 stitches, and they ended up doing 4 stitches.
4 stitches, right.
In her chin. So yeah, that was an experience. And on top of that, I think your jaw was also hurting.
My jaw was very messed up, and so they put me on a liquid diet for as long as needed, and then they also recommended that I go at Ponta Delgada and go get an MRI. But we'll talk about that coming up here soon, because we did have a sea day in between the two ports. So
where you had something that you were looking forward to. You had something.
I did. They wanted to do my re-bandaging at 3:30, I believe, and I was like, can we do that at a different time, because I have Build-A-Bear to do for my granddaughter. So we switched my appointment. They were very happy to do so, and I was able to go to Build-A-Bear and build my granddaughter a nice little Build-A-Bear. So that was about the only thing that I did on that day besides getting my bandage switched out.
Right. And yeah, I mean, obviously, I wasn't sure what extent she was going to be able to eat, to go to dinner. I believe you didn't go to dinner that night.
Correct.
We just went and got you, I think, a guy's burger, which you were able to cut up and eat. And
because I was still numb from the anesthetic.
So yeah, while she was going to the Build-A-Bear class, I think that was the first dance class that they actually had, and it was the swing dance class. Now, typically, she would have gone with me. We
were supposed to both go.
Dance, but again, she was banged up. She was sore, not just from in her face anymore, but also her body from the extent of the fall.
Yeah.
So I ended up just going by myself, kind of observing the class. I think they recorded some great instructors, by the way. Which, again, this was all new, part of the journey.
Right.
So it was intriguing, to say the least.
Right. And then Ponta Delgada, they had recommended me to go get an MRI, which I declined only because they said if my jaw was fractured, that they probably would just put me on a liquid diet until I got home. If surgery was necessary, then it would be done in the States. So I said there was probably really no point. Looking back at it, maybe I should have gone, only because I probably could have got that MRI right now instead of when I go home in 3 weeks or 4 weeks or however long it takes in the States to get an MRI. So that might take a while, but we just did some walking around.
Well, you were going to try to, because I was just going to get off anyways and take photos of the city, but you were thinking about doing an excursion. But you didn't make a decision until we got off, and then you were like, oh, maybe we'll see what's left and and see if you can get a last minute excursion.
When we got off the boat, and we got off kind of late, there was no excursions to be had. Everybody had cleared out, and so I was a little disappointed with that. And then we ran into some of the friends that we made on the ship, and they said that they had just opened up more excursions. So if I wanted to go back, I could probably get another excursion, because we were in this port until I believe 7:30 at night, and we were kind of far into the city exploring already, and I just felt like it. By the time I got back there, I probably wouldn't have been able to get on an excursion. So we just hung out and took photos of the narrow roads and the cobblestone streets, and
did a little bit of shopping.
Did a little bit of
shopping.
shopping.
Some souvenir shops. I think I found a grocery store where I got some more port. But I think the one thing is that unfortunately we were there on a
Sunday.
On Sunday, and so there was a lot of stores that were not open.
Yeah, today's Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And
so a lot of stores weren't open, which was kind of disappointing, because there was a lot of shops that we would have liked to have gone into, but
especially with the amount of people that got off the ship.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that did get off the ship that day. So,
but it was still kind of nice. Maybe because the stores weren't as open, we were able to get more photos in places where there would be a lot more people.
Right.
As well.
Exactly.
So.
Yep. So our day in Ponta Delgada was very nice. It was very relaxing, and like I said, we just took some photos and took it easy. I had to take it easy. I wasn't getting around too well, so hopefully the next days will be much better, and I'll just get better as time goes on.
All right. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for today. Again, we will bring you some more updates in the next coming few days. And again, if you like this content, please like and subscribe, and we will talk to you guys soon.
Have a great one.